Hello. It is 9:30 on a Monday night. I'm really tired, but I decided to do this video anyways. Some things that have been going on. Today I went to 6 a.m. prayer. And decided to bite the bullet and try to do some surveys. I haven't done them since November. I haven't been generating that much money from my business, so I decided I need to try to do something to bring some money in. So I started doing my surveys, and I got halfway through this first side of this post-it note. I did inbox dollars, cash for offer, surveys, emails, send earnings, inbox pay, and swag bucks. Felt like I got absolutely nowhere. Didn't qualify for a bunch of it. A lot of it was expired. Didn't really get anywhere. Got really grumpy. Then I proceeded to go to my huge tote that is overflowing with Hauser tracking, decoy, catalogs and newsletters and envelopes since October. I think I have not cleared out the tote. I didn't even make a dent in it, and I started getting really cranky. And Chris asked me what was wrong, and I told him one of the things is I am sick and tired of looking through scratched lenses, which I know you can't see that in here, but they are so scratched and nasty and dirty. It's been like 2 to 3 years since I have had new glasses. So I gave him the choice of where to take me to get new glasses. We went to this place. It's outside of the mall called America's Best Eyeglasses and blah blah blah. And basically you can get the whole package: eyeglasses, lenses, and frames for the cost of what you would pay for just lenses at Lenscrafters. Downside is how can I put this kindly? I felt like I was at JPS or Parkland sitting in their waiting room. Big spirit of poverty, welfare, sloppy, just the opposite of the feeling I get at Lenscrafters, where everything is posh and pretty and nice and peaceful, and you get the idea. But we went through the process, and I am getting a pair of non-designer glasses. No more Guess. They're definitely not Versace. They're just plain old run-of-the-mill $60 frames. They're going to be thin, about that thin, ovals, just gold wire ovals. And I cannot get the fancy HD because the optician tried to do it and she couldn't, and she had to call it her supervisor, who had to call their parent company because they didn't know why they couldn't get it to work. They did not know that when it says you can only do a certain strength for a certain lens, it doesn't mean either eye. It means you have to add both eyes, and the combined prescription is what it will take. So if it says you can use this prescription for up to plus 11, I have a plus 11 and a plus whatever, and it added up to plus 12 something. No can do the HD. So I'm getting regular, no line, non-HD. It's going to cost a total of $360 something. And they got permission to do it in 2 payments. So we paid $300 today and the other $62 when they come in about 2 weeks. So I'll have new glasses, but I've got to really treat them with care because they're not going to be anything of quality. So I was a little bummed about having to go the cheaper, poorer route, whatever. So we went to Cafe Acapulco, and I had my normal, what I usually have there, and we ended up speaking with somebody, and I really, really, really was hoping that there would be fruit in it. Chris was explaining about the gospel, and I was trying to be helpful. I don't know how helpful, but basically this person wanted to hear, it's all right if I don't believe that Jesus is the only way, as long as I am a good person and I love nature. That's what they wanted to hear. And no, I'm sorry, that's not the truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father except through me. Yes, the creation expresses the Creator, but we are not to worship the creation. We are to worship the Creator. We are to go to a good church. We are to believe Jesus is the only way. No, it's not to get to heaven. That is what will happen as a result. But we're supposed to love the Lord God with all our heart, with all our soul, well, all our strength. And we have to put our faith in Jesus. So, I just pray for this person that the Lord will continue to speak to them, and that He will send some other people that will water the seed that we planted. We had to eventually leave because it was just starting to go around. That's one of the things I know the scriptures say, do not weary in doing good. It's really, really hard because so many people that you tell them the truth and they just want to argue, because in the end they're itching ears. They want you to agree with what they want. They want you to agree and say their way is right. And unless it's Jesus is everything. Unless you give your all to the Lord, you surrender your life to God, you surrender your life to Christ. I'm sorry, there is no other way. So, I'm tired. I'm going to wash my face and brush my teeth and go to bed. And tomorrow I'm going to have to do some more surveys, finish what I started. I have a jewelry piece that I made that is, I'll show it to you. This was a pain to make. It had a lot of wire working, bending wires in ways that the wire does not want to be bent. And it really needs to be handled with kid gloves, because I had to take all of these little wires and you have to bend them around this wire jig, and then you have to connect them with... This was the hardest part. Each of these like springs, and they do not want to go in the direction where they're supposed to go. So the asking price on this is going to be about $94, but it's going to have just red glass spriolets, gold plated wire. But this was a lot. I'm talking 3 hours of labor alone. And here's the earrings. This will be on special on Valentine's Day. I'm thinking I'm going to do a half-price sale. I'd like to do something more creative, but right now I don't have a clue. So I finished that, and then I started doing the surveys because I really, 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 really need money. Chris is not working until Wednesday. I'm trying not to be too complainy on this, so we really, really, really need money, so I'm going to stop, go and clean myself up and go to bed. So y'all have a blessed night, and I will see you again tomorrow or the next day or whenever something happens. Good night.